Welcome to the Groundwork series. In this edition, I'm going to be talking about how to fall forwards and backwards. Again, this is not syllabus, but one of the things that will almost certainly happen in a fight or self-defense is that we might be knocked to the floor. Often when this happens, this can be a shock to the body and the body can shut down. I'm not going to go into statistics or anything, but you're far more likely not to be able to defend yourself on the floor than if you're on your feet. So as martial artists, we constantly want to be on our feet so that we can exit the situation and move away. So you need to practice falling on the floor and then getting back up. Unless you're seriously injured, I always tell my students, fall to the floor, get up first, then worry about, if you injured yourself. But that's another video. So here I have just two basic falls, going forwards and backwards. Two things I would say with this is, number one is to train on a mat or something very soft when you start. Eventually this should lead on to landing on a hard floor, but you don't want to practice on a hard floor. So make sure it's a mat or a soft floor. The other thing I would say is that if you are a junior student, younger student, try and do this with your instructor first before doing it at home so they can check your form so you're not doing it incorrectly. So with that being said, we're going to fall forward first. We're going to go onto our knees and upright ourselves. So that means our knees, our hips and our shoulders are all in line. We're then going to tip forward as if we're going to face plant our face on the floor. But we're going to have our arms out in a sort of wide push-up position, and I'm going to turn my head either left or right because I don't want to land on my nose and the front features of my face. So as you hit the floor, your arms bend out like a push-up and your head, chest and everything else does not touch the floor. Practice this a bunch of times first. Slowly, quickly, make sure your form is correct. And then, only then, when you feel that you absolutely cannot get it wrong, you can have a go at going from standing. The other one we're going to look at today is the backwards fall, which is a lot scarier because we don't see the floor coming towards us. For this one, again, we're going to start in a seated position, legs crossed or legs out straight, and again, soft surface. And then you're simply going to tuck your chin because we want to protect our head, but we also want to protect our spine. So the impact is going to go into our arms and our shoulders instead of our spine. So we're going to kind of curve our spine, falling backwards. Now the way you fall backwards is not to dig your elbows into the ground because you can seriously damage your elbows, but to fan your arms out so all the impact goes into your arms. Now your arms will hurt a little bit, but it's not a lasting pain or even injury, and much safer than the back of your head and your spine. So let me just say that again. You tuck your head, you fall backwards, go slowly first, practice spreading out your arms so the impact goes in there, and then you put all the weight into your arms and they spread out like wings. Now again, practice this a bunch of times, make sure you're doing it correctly, and only when you absolutely have it down can you try from a standing position. But again, don't practice this a bunch of times, maybe once, twice. If you have access to a crash mat, practice on a crash mat first so you can test it. Thank you very much for watching this video on breakfalling. I hope it has helped you. And again, try and practice because we want to train good habits. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks.